So if I was to describe LTK in 3 words, it would be quality, excellence, and family. Family.
Family.
Family. Family.
Family, family, family.
One big family, I guess. One big family. Yep, that's 3 words.
I would say fair, ethical, and professional.
There's passion, integrity, and respect.
Knowledgeable.
Caring.
Collaborative.
Integrity.
Supportive.
Continuous forward progress.
The reason why I've stayed at LTK for the last 12 years, there are many reasons. The family environment definitely is one, and people are fun to work with, and one that really means a lot to me is respect.
I think LTK Hatch is a special place to work because of the people that work here.
You know, LTK is a people company, and it was the people themselves that attracted me.
I work here because of the people.
Everyone is so approachable, everyone is so welcoming and so supportive.
Frankly, I think I created a lot of personal relationships as well as professional relationships.
Common goals, common interests, mutual respect. So people.
There's just something different, the personality, the way the company handles itself, the expectations of everybody, from the top to the bottom on how you interact with your client and your contractors and everybody in between, your peers, your competitors. It's just done in a way that makes it a special place to work.
Whoever you were, whatever you were doing, you were appreciated. And what you could do, you were given the opportunity to do. And if you needed support from somebody with expertise in a particular area, that was there.
From the first minute I was here, I always felt that what I did was valued and mattered, and that I had a contribution to make to the company, and people saw that value.
I tell people that they come in when we hire them just here and they've never worked anyplace else. It's like, you don't know how good you have it here. I mean, LTK, there's easily a thoughtful exchange of ideas. You're allowed to have open discussions. There's no one beating you up all the time about the bottom line and profit and stuff like that. It's getting the job done correctly and making sure that you do represent the client and the client's interest.
I knew Lou Cotten personally when I joined the firm in 1974, right out of graduate school. He was the managing partner of Louis T. Klauder and Associates, which was the name of the firm at that time. It was a partnership. I got to know Lou a little bit. I learned that he was a man of high integrity, extremely high energy. People were amazed by the fact that he never got tired no matter what he did, traveled whenever necessary and never bothered him in the least, had great relationships with all of our clients, and just set an example for everyone to follow who came behind him. And I hope we've done a good job of perpetuating that.
Lou came and recruited me, basically. And he did the recruiting. He also did the marketing. And he was very good at all of those things. He really knew how to get along with people, and he wasn't putting you on either. It was all, for real.
He was the absolute gentleman in all manner. First of all, the way he handled himself. You probably couldn't shoot a bullet through the starch of his collar. It was so crisp. The bow tie.
Since 1994, when I first joined the firm, there have been 3 presidents, and each one has had a unique yet similar style. Dick Tomlinson was pretty hard driving, but very focused on quality and and kind of a fatherly figure. He looked out for everybody, but held everybody accountable.
He was really big on fairness. And he had this expression that he would tell me, no matter whether you're negotiating with a client, whether you're negotiating with a vendor, whether you're negotiating with an employee, somebody you want to hire as a new employee, it's always, you're going to have different things you're negotiating, but, when it comes down to the money part, his advice was, and I still tell people this, always leave the last nickel on the table for the other guy, because by the time you get down to where you're close on the numbers, you have a good deal. And what you want is whatever it is, the contract that you're working on, or the work that the vendor's doing for you, or the employee that you're bringing on, you want them to be happy and feel like they got a fair deal in that contract.
One of the things that I always appreciated about George is his ability to connect with different individuals in the firm, and I was no different in that regard. He knew how to motivate me, he knew how to teach me, and it wasn't about teaching me how a circuit worked, it was about teaching me how to connect with a client, how to connect with the staff, and how to build a team focused on delivering successful outcomes on projects, and I will forever appreciate the counsel that George Dorsheimer provided me.
I remember the first time I met Dominic. It was before he became president. We met and we were consulting for an authority in the Bay Area, and he was just like a friend that you've not talked to in a couple months, but you've got that connection, and it was good to talk to, good to get to know. And since then, we've worked closely on things like the safety committee and other portions of work at LTK. He's very approachable.
Actually, the first email that I got in my new email account was from Dominic welcoming me to the firm, which really made a big impression and said a lot about the company and its leadership.
On a bunch of times I've been able to interact with Dom, and each interaction is more pleasant than the last one. He was actually able to help me start the Racial Equity Committee at LTK, just from a conversation that we were having with one another and a mutual understanding of what we thought we needed at that time.
We get the opportunity every single day to have a positive impact on the world, to actually make the world a better place.
Every time LTK helps a city or a transit agency in a city either introduce new service or expand a line that provides additional service, we're doing multiple good things for society.
We've consistently strived to help our clients deliver more reliable service that the everyday person can depend on. Particularly in New York, the riding public in New York, and I think LTK had a big part of this, expects an exceptional level of customer service in the system, and I think LTK played a big part in building that expectation.
By keeping cars off the streets, it keeps the air cleaner, and it just makes the city more walkable. You can get off the train somewhere and walk around. There's lots of great development around all the train stations, and it makes for great little neighborhoods within Philadelphia that build up around the transit. So it makes it a great city to live in.
Taking the train is so nice. It's a good downtime in between home and work and home. I can do anything I want to do and not even pay attention because I'm not the driver. I love public transportation.
A Harvard professor is doing an ongoing study that says that basically proximity to transit and commute times is the #1 indicator for a low-income family to escape poverty.
We are working on the Long Island Railroad Third Track project, which is a
an extension of the Long Island Railroad main line, an addition of a third track. So it's a 9.8 mile extension. And what that will do is enable the trains to run more reliably and increase service. So it really will help those communities that, maybe had train time waits of an hour or so, where now they can, cut that in half, if not more.
LTK has always been a big advocate of taking care of each other, of families, but also taking care of the communities and the environment. And it's my opinion that every time we work in a public transportation project and we make sure people get out of the cars and use mass transit, that we are helping the environment.
By making the trains more technological, we are encouraging our people and community that it is something that will bring you comfort while you can charge your cell phones and everything. At the same time, it saves everybody time and it transports people from one place to another place with less amount of fuel consumption.
Whenever I take the public transit, I think what would be the next improvement that could be possible on these transit vehicles? What kind of discomfort our local population comes across that we can help to improve with?
When I see a train go by, doesn't matter which city, especially the one that LTK has the office in, I always feel proud, like when I'm in Portland, because I did some simulations there. So when I get on a train in Portland and or from Seattle, from the airport to downtown, I felt like I am doing something better for the environment, better for the greater good.
I think it's really important that we always give back, both within our professional organization and to the communities. In the Brooklyn office, we have done an annual service project every year.
It was fascinating to me as this unfolded, this idea that not only do we encourage community service, but the company will pay you for some time off to go do this. And I think that's twofold. One is, it's because the company wants to give back to the local communities. And this is not just a single corporate thing, this is at every office. And the other thing is they recognize that our employees care about their communities.
We tapped into the human side of our employees. They're not just robots coming to do work. They're people who really care about their communities. And it's been a popular program.
I think it's part of our commitment to the communities that we work in and serve. And I think it's important to be part of those communities and to help give back.
The next part of our journey with Hatch seems to have untold opportunity, in my opinion.
I think the skills that Hatch LTK has and the breadth of technical excellence can move into a lot of new areas beyond our rail routes. So right now we're focused on expanding into more and more electric bus and autonomous vehicles and other major growth areas that will shift our economy in the coming years.
I think that we are starting to learn a lot more about different softwares, different technologies, different tools that we can make with what we already have. Just takes a little ingenuity, and seeing how we can add value to what we already do for our clients.
I would hope that LTK, now as part of the Hatch organization, will continue and build on and expand on all of the foundation that was built over the last 100 years, including the family atmosphere, the positive impacts on communities, and all of the great things about rail public transportation, and just continue to expand it as in all the markets in which we're active.
The core values of the company, integrity, hard work, technical expertise, all of these sorts of things can go wherever the imagination wants it to go.
The thing that I found very positive about the merger was the cultural compatibility. The goals and aspirations of Hatch were just very well aligned with the historical goals and aspirations of LTK. So I see nothing but extremely positive results and the continued growth of this organization that is just an exemplary place to work.
I don't even really feel like I work at LTK. Everything I do is fun.
I have a lot of fun at LTK. I work with some fantastic people. I've made some great friendships over the 22 years here. Some of my closest relationships have been formed here. I'm also fortunate enough to work with some incredibly smart people who I've learned so much from. It's been a great experience.
No question, LTK has been fun. I find the work fun, but the people are fun.
From the people that I work with within LTK, my colleagues, to working with the clients, to being involved in interesting projects in an atmosphere where a lot of trust is placed in you to just get it done. It's been great.
Numerous opportunities, tremendous satisfaction, working with great people for a good cause. So it was rewarding and fun.
It's rare a day happens that I don't have some fun with people within LTK.
I had one person tell me once, if you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life.